Okay, all right. Yeah. It's overtime 63. We talk about stuff we not necessarily supposed to be talking about. But yeah, y'all see the thumbnail once again. We're talking about uh to begin with the project gateway, or also the gateway project, or also the gateway process, or it's a lot of names for this shit. It's kind of weird. But this is like a declassified CIA type project from like 1983 or some shit like that, where they're
Hmm.
using psychics as mediums to like kind of like astral project to different places. Some people even said they projected themselves to like the Mars, or like Moon, or other places to spy on like the Soviets and like the Cold War and type shit like that. But yeah, it's very interesting. Especially because they declassified it like 20 years later, like in the 2000s or shit like that. But
Hmm.
it's strange, even more because it's happened like right in our backyard. Because the actual document started off right there in Fort Meade, like two streets over from me. But yeah, and this is also like ties into like that one episode we did where we was talking about like the hologram universe that the CIA was like saying. Y'all remember that episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also in this, that article. It's a 25-page declassified file, and or 25, 26. They actually said 25 pages, like they took it out and then released it. But yeah, it's very strange. Also ties into Project Stargate, the Montauk Project, all these jumps what that has to do with like psychic mediums. You can tie it into like Stranger Things, that whole type tip. But
With the
yeah.
dark energy,
Not
or
how
the
it was using like 11, like she's like a medium. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? To
and
like
then yeah, what was that? What was that shit called that they would go into? That underworld part,
upside down world.
the
Under
upside down. Yeah.
Yeah,
So another portal type. Yeah, the
yeah.
other
But even
side.
how they used to like sit her in the chair and kind of like
Hmm.
they use her to like
hmm
project and stuff like that. But that's called the Montauk Project, or the
And
Montauk
it was like
chair.
the Russians and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that
Yeah.
how
started
they
all that.
how they like even like in that joint in Stranger Things, how they made it go into the like room to talk to like them different people,
Mm-hmm.
like
Uh,
to communicate. That's crazy, bro. And it's
But it's
like
crazy how like these like these governments with these black ties and the suits and stuff, black and white suits, and like you think they like so like by the book, what I'm saying, this is equals this, one plus one equals two, and stuff like that.
yep.
But you're using like all these like ancient like occult Eastern like type of traditions to like
mm-hmm.
project yourself, meditate and stuff like that, to like
Right.
put you in certain places. So like they can fake all they want, but they research that type of stuff the most.
Mm-hmm. It's
And
crazy.
it's not even, and they're using it for like advancements of like, doom and shit. You said they were using it to spy, or like they're projecting to go to other planets. I don't know what research they're trying to get, but that's like that's energy you use to kind of like guide your life. You know what I'm saying? Like you use that for other aspects, not just like well, like I said, I don't know what kind of damage they were doing with it, but of course they're all the way advanced with it. They're projecting to other planets and shit.
Yeah.
And this is the 80s they're talking about that. So
Hmm.
imagine now. Now just projection.
Exactly. So what makes you think they just like packed up? Is like, okay, I guess it worked for a little bit, and then they packed it up and was like, okay, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
That's it.
no.
So like, you don't think they
No.
like it's on like an even higher scale?
Oh,
Is
of
it?
course.
Is this?
That's the thrill.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thrill of a chase, though. You always want the breakthrough. You always want
Mhm.
the advancement. The first scientist gotta, or the next scientist gotta outdo the first scientist that has some shit. It's
Mhm.
like you always in evolution too. That's just
Mm-hmm.
natural. Um, but man, I can't call what they're using it for, but I know these type of things are used on all types of level of secret government agency. And you're right, all of them be scheming and using shit for like evil,
I
like
think like
wild
they
shit.
use it like for like if you basically look at the like society, you know what I'm saying? Like mind control and like basically what everybody is feeding into, trends, everything, you know what I'm saying? And it ties directly in with the mind, you know what I'm saying? The mindset, what you think, how you feel about yourself, what's important, every bro, it's basically in everything you do from when you wake up to like till you go to bed. It is the main tool of the program, if you can quote unquote say that. Yeah. You know what I'm
All right,
saying?
so like the first couple of lines that say, all right, all this shit happened at the Monroe Institute, and it's a technique for achieving altered states of consciousness. The gateway experiments involving brain hemisphere synchronization or hemisync. The most effective way to begin is to briefly profile the basic mechanics which underlay operation of related methods such as hypnosis, transcendental meditation, and biofeedback. So, like, I guess you're using all parts of your brain simultaneously.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like it's you that like giving you access to your brain's like full potential. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
the untapped parts. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Through
Yeah.
like hypnosis and meditation and all
But
that
you
stuff.
probably could though, because you know how they like even sometimes they say people with like people with special needs are like strong as shit. You know what I mean? They'd be like because the nigga don't know no limitations. You know what I'm saying? Like in their brain, they don't even think like that because they may have access to certain things that like what I'm saying. It's like we may learn limitations, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they may have access to certain parts of their brain. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And I don't know, like this whole like I don't know, file article front to back. So I just want to get the juices flowing for people that do see this shit. Like do your own research. This shit got released in 2003 and it started in 1983. So yeah, do your own research, bro. This shit is on,
20 years.
Anybody can download this.
20 years and now like 18 more years since then. I can only imagine.
Damn.
But
And
are
it's
there
like
like specific people they've actually done this shit to, like that you can actually pinpoint?
Like names?
Yeah, like or just that's actually like documented, has done shit
Like
that the average,
subjects?
that's been documented to have done things that the average person can't do because they've actually reached parts of their brain that the average person isn't tapped into.
I heard it was like levels. It was like 21 different levels where they you gotta achieve, and like most people don't even reach like 15. So you gotta be, I don't know. And I also want to know, like, is it mostly women? Because like, I think women have like that, more intuition and all
But
that type of
remember,
shit.
Yeah.
what's that movie?
yeah,
What's that
'cause
movie?
that's what they
man?
mainly talk about. Yeah,
That-
Twitter.
that- What's that movie? That movie was fire with the girl, and she had like she was able to evolve to the point where like she became like she gained like superpowers and shit. And she ended up
Lucy?
dying.
Lucy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Lucy,
shit. That's pretty.
yeah.
That was like a
Scarlett
great example.
Johansson.
Man, that movie was fire, young, because it
Yeah.
like showed you like if you reach your whole capacity as a human being, like she was like killing people through telepathy and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you could reach the full capacity of your brain, like you could do shit like. And it's like we always say like, oh, movies are what's it called? Like it's always inspired. It's always inspired from something real. So there's probably been people who've existed that's actually attained that level of power. Like I kind of feel like that's where even the like X-Men and the whole Marvel universe is inspired. Like there's probably literally niggas that's like locked in like caves somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They got like superpowers and shit like that we'll never know exist. You know what I'm saying? And then they call him Iron Man or some shit like that. Or maybe not Iron Man, but you know what I'm saying. Like fucking
But yeah, they saying they doing Kundalini, psychosis, or transcendence, along with the range of 4 to 7 hertz per. Yeah, so they're using all the stuff that we be talking about on this podcast, like the brain waves and the vibration and yeah.
And you can probably, like I said, man, you can like tune somebody into like a certain, personality almost. You know what
I was gonna talk about the MK Ultra shit off of that too. That's probably what they used. This is back in the 80s when they were using this right here when they discovered it. So I'm sure it's like, another way to program people off of that. This is probably something that stemmed from that.
Look what the
Definitely mind
megahertz is
control.
today.
Yeah, the megahertz especially, man. That's where you hypnotize. That's the hypnotize right there.
Straight up.
Yeah. They even showed them like Get Out, like all types of stuff, man. Like it doesn't even take much. You know what I'm saying? Like
Get Out, that shit.
Oh yeah, even on the kidnapping and like transferring the souls to different bodies, all that.
Movie
I'm like, man, that shit's so real.
That movie was so deep, young.
I was like, people miss a lot of shit with that. I was
almost every line in that movie was a message, nigga. Like I'm talking about, like they was spitting bars the whole joint.
even like the little the pictures in there. Like remember when she was messing with the Fruit Loops and she would keep it away from the milk? You know what that symbolizes? Like the underlying meaning of that? You keep the colors away from the whites. you see that? You keep the Fruit Loops away from the white milk. And that's how she ate that shit. It's like so many correlations in that movie. It's like, oh my God, that fucked me up.
Oh, yeah. That's why I never thought about that. So
and I think there was. Go ahead.
And she was white too.
Now I seen this this little trailer for this new flick coming out with this dude. He's dying, and he goes in to be a clone. He just doesn't tell his family he's dying, and if he doesn't do that, then he goes through with it. It's the dude from what's that movie? He played in a couple of movies. He just got a big award for with him and the little boy. Damn, I wish I had names. Look at me. Smoking too much. Gotta slow down. Damn, what the fuck is the name of the movie? Shit. But yeah, man, this black guy, basically, he's dying. And he don't want to tell his family. And of course, he got money. He signed a contract. He can be a clone, and he get to meet his clone and everything. And he just swap off, and it gets to get his memories and his feelings and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit real.
Yeah, that shit do sound crazy.
This shit crazy. My bad.
To achieve synchronization of brainwave hemispheres, the HemiSync technique takes advantage of the phenomenon known as frequency following response, which means that a subject hears a sound produced at a frequency which emulates one of the associated with the operation of the human brain. The brain will try to mimic the same frequency pattern by adjusting its brainwave output. So your brain just be like doing its own thing.
Yeah, it's subconscious. It's called your subconscious mind. That's basically what that's explaining. Like your brain is always going to absorb the environment that it's in. So it's like, whatever. It's like, you have your conscious mind, your subconscious mind. Like your subconscious mind records everything. There's no filter. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like that. It mimics what it's being fed, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. And then evolving with it.
That's why they say it's like in order to change your reality, you have to change your subconscious mind. So you have to start doing different things and you know what I'm saying, thinking different, shit like that.
That's real. Yeah. I want to know where they at right now with this whole experiment.
Man, they're probably going through different portals and galaxies and shit, and just probably going through different time. All types of stuff. Did you see that random thing where people was waiting for that JFK to come back from the assassination or whatever?
What?
Yeah, I swear it was random. It was probably last week or something. It was just a whole bunch of people waiting out there where he got shot, assassinated. He's supposed to come back, I guess.
Come back from protest
in Texas. Was it Texas?
Yeah, it was in Dallas.
Come back from what?
People don't believe he dead. Some people don't believe he dead.
That was 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Hey, Tupac too.
Y'all need to stop.
I didn't say I believe it. I just said they say. That's what they say.
Yeah, I'm definitely not on that. I'm just yeah. People just like Al said, it's people that believe he didn't die. That's what I got him to. I was like, oh, these people really think he's like still out here.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Like, what's the point? What's the motive?
I know if
Yeah.
Tupac would have came back, he would have came back by now. I don't see no point.
He too loud and proud.
It's almost like Tupac show up like 40 years later. It's like, nigga, why? Like, it's like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
it makes sense.
They ain't got this. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the same. It don't hit the same. You know what I'm saying? You should have.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? At least when you was still about 45 or something, like,
Right.
you know, like,
yeah. Now you like 60.
It's like it's not gonna work. So there'd be no point.
Yeah, we're gonna be like 75. And man claims to be Tupac.
It's like, I told you, I knew it.
Yeah, that shit ain't gonna matter, like you said though.
Hey,
these are the times he would thrive in for real. These are the times he would like.
But what if that really happened? What if niggas like Tupac came back? You was like 75, like that'd be fucking crazy.
I think that was a clone. I'd be like, oh, it took him that long to make that shit.
But that's a wild story though. If that really happened,
yeah, that would be free. That would be eerie. Because that would be how many years, man? That would be like, man, 40 years. Mm-mm. Yeah, I wouldn't even trust that shit. Like I said, I think that's a clone straight up.
Yeah, what's the motive?
It's like, all right, what's going on here?
Yeah. Especially, what would your mission be? What would you even be back for?
Oh, the start of the revolution. That's the only reason.
Man, you need that. You should have been on that shit last summer. Last summer was the perfect time. You had everybody he would have thrived. I can see Tupac standing on a burnt car right now.
Like
man.
what?
Like, yeah. All this shit now.
Man,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, nah, his window opportunity is small, and he missed it. If he is out there, I don't believe it.
But it's crazy. Like, even when you say, like, if you look at this little picture in number 12, holograms, it says energy creates, stores, and retrieves meaning in the universe by projecting or expanding at certain frequencies in a three-dimensional mode that creates a living pattern called a hologram. What that sounds like to me is basically everything is a hologram. I mean, it's like our whole life experience is a hologram. It's like how we perceive energy that's going on around us. And it's like we retrieve that energy and then we push it back out. And it's like, here we go. You know what I'm saying? It's like us in physical form. You know, so is that what they're saying? We're all holograms?
Like that's what brings everything to the. That's what
not we, but everything.
Physical.
I mean, yeah, exactly. When I say we, I mean like all existence. You know what I'm saying? As a collective. Like, think about that. Like,
I never thought about that. Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm just saying based off what that says. That's how I perceive what it means.
Man, projection.
Yeah, projection. It's like even when
we are in the 3D
your eyes and glasses and shit. I mean, you know how like even they say like how your eyes work and it's like the light. There's actually like light that comes out your eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
and
like
we are in that reality. We're in that 3D reality. So shit, I don't doubt it. I just need to do some more research. But yeah, I definitely agree with you.
Damn, man.
But how much of the hologram you can control?
Probably all of it, for real. I mean, you know, because you know how they say your perception is your reality, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's probably based off your like your frequency, your megahertz.
It's like
exactly. It literally is. It's all about the frequency you want. It's like wherever you at and how you perceive and how you feel. But I mean, our frequencies are constantly changing. Like, I might feel one way in one moment, I respond this way, and if I felt a different way in that moment, I would have responded a different way because I was on two different frequencies. You know what I'm saying? So I perceived the situation based on the frequency I was on. You know, so
damn,
that makes sense.
It's like anytime I say something like you like resonated with like reality, it's like damn, that go hand in hand. Shit, tapping.
Yep.
Yeah, that shit. But I'm telling you, man, that should be like crazy. But so that I mean, it is, and I think that's like that oath that goes back to that concept of free will. You know, when they say we have free will, it's like because you choose your reality, you choose to see the world the way that you want to see it. You know, that's why we had this conversation 1,000 times. You can have, you know, kids, the two brothers growing up in the same house, and you know, two different
Your
outcomes.
perception, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All just based
Right.
on their whole attitude and what they did with, you know, the circumstance they was brought in, and you know what I'm saying, or lived in, and then you know, it's as simple as that.
Yeah,
Like
no,
even when
that's
they
real.
go over their experience, their childhood experience, like their stories be different from like one another. Not all, but you know, like damn, that's what you got from that. Nah, I ain't see that.
Yeah. Mhm,
Or it could be the same, but one just chose to dwell, and you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
the other one chose to like you use it as motivation, you know, something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, so that's, I guess that's, you know, so you got people, two people born in a you know, a bad neighborhood or a fucked up environment, and you know, niggas live right next door to each other, and one person makes it out and one person doesn't. You know, it was, you know, dealt the same hand for the most part. You know, so.
And do you think like things are like it's crazy because things are like purposely put in place to entangle you with, like how you was talking about movies earlier. It's like you living in the Hunger Games. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta like. What is your perception of all of this? Like, are you going to see it in a good way? Then you have the good guy. Then you have the villain. It's thing, man. It's crazy, man. And then they want to mess with all that through frequencies and on top of everything you're going through, they throw that in there just to
Yeah,
change
I
your
think
perception.
I mean, yeah, I think
Yeah.
even
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I mean, you're basically saying we just programmed like just full blown like in almost
Straight
every
up.
aspect of life. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like top to bottom, because you know, even the movies we watch and how they play out, it's like we almost expect life to play out like movies and shit like that. You know,
Yeah. Yep.
it's like nigga, this shit ain't gonna, you know, the world's not gonna change unless there's a big explosion and you know there's gonna be bombs and you know what I'm saying? It's like it's gotta be like, you know, some super like dramatic, you know, like just like in the movies, or the good guy always wins, or like you know what I'm saying? It's like the girl always gets saved.
Mhm.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like shit like that. It's like it's
Yeah.
always like these certain things. So we kind of look at like, you know, life working out that way and shit. Like, you know.
Mhm.
All these movies be revolved around love though. Like all of them turn into a love story. It's a love story in every fucking
Yep.
movie. Like so, you know, the love is the basis of all that shit.
So do you think love is as far as the way that the movies project as a form of programming? And do
Not
you think
even
that do you think that affects our perspective on love and relationships?
Yeah, because I really feel like we believe and like it's projected to us that love has a certain power within it. Like and it grants you the shit you kind of desire, you know what I'm saying? Like
But
Mhm.
how
love
could
is
you,
on it is
explain to me
almost
how movies do that though? Like how does a movie give you that like delusion?
man, because some movies is different. Because some movies the journey might be motivation into finding yourself, but love is what guided you through that shit. Like you fell in love with this woman, but you had to straighten yourself out as a man, so you started realizing these things and you sharpened it up throughout the movie. Blah blah. Or it can be like a scenario like uh you're fighting for something 300, you already had that love in your life but you lost it, but this is what you about to leave your legacy based
It's
off
always
of.
about love or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
man.
see what you're saying.
It could be like you know what I'm saying, and even just like how it's just tied in the movies all the time. It's always like you expect, like you might just see the beginning of a movie, a guy might look at a girl, it might be a look, and you be like, okay, it's gonna be something with them in a minute. Somewhere in this movie, you know, it's gonna be love or something, some type of attraction, some type of something. But I feel like love be the basis of a lot of shit. And but look at the world we live in, so negative, so just like distracting, like it's so low frequent. But they show you in the movies how powerful love could be. That's
But
why,
and then they don't show you in like a love. They say, you know, because sex sells, so they show you in just a sex image and not a image of like a father being in the household, or you know, somebody taking care of their community, right? Or not hate, but like fighting. Just because we have a disagreement doesn't mean there's no love. They don't show it in that aspect. It's just, that man just walking in the room with that woman. Y'all know what they about to do. You know what I'm saying?
but
yeah.
I feel you. I do.
And just like movie, like say like The Green Book or something. Like he was a piano player. He's dealing with racism and all that other shit. But he builds a friendship through his driver. You know what I mean? Through like,
that was a good movie.
Great movie. But that's what I mean. And that's a form of love right there too. Just like, learning somebody's culture and respecting it at you know what I mean? Like it's levels to the love shit too. It's not even always like man, woman. I feel like those messages be crazy. Like the war movies and shit, sometimes they realize they fighting for nothing at the end of that shit. You know what I mean? And it's like love might have been the thing that kept them alive, their family, some wild.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor, perfect example.
Oh man,
yeah, that's a
good movie too.
So do you think that the dramatization of love in movies and shit, like, do you think that like creates where people think now they have to have drama in their relationships in order to feel like it's love? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, in the movie, you know their love. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, do you
all
think
that shit
like creates like, so it's like it's not real unless there's drama. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every fucking like, movie, somebody had to get killed, somebody had to, you know what I'm saying, almost die. You know what I'm saying? Nigga had to get stabbed a few times, got shot at, then he got the girl. You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
Like, so it's like, do you think that has a play a part in even expectations in relationships and shit like that?
Oh,
you know
what I'm saying? Because that's part of those experiences. Because it could be luxury experiences with that shit too. All that stuff is tied in. But you're right, it's like almost like an expectation. You have to go through these things to have a solid relationship or something real or something that justifies, what y'all had gone through. So hell yeah, that definitely has an influence on it. And sometimes that shit is a reach. Sometimes you're reaching for you like the thought of some shit, but you don't like going through some shit to really get it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like the thought of something is more of a reality now than actually working to have that shit. It's almost like, the thought of you is great, but then like actually dealing with you in reality is not what I thought it would be. So it's not, you know what I mean? It's almost
nobody
like,
wants to stay in between.
Yeah, bro.
Everybody
The
wants
honeymoon phase.
Yeah,
the honeymoon phase is where the climax is at. It's nothing past that shit sometimes. Like, man.
That's why divorce rates are high. That's why, and it's crazy because we talking about movies, but we talking about reality. Like
reality, bro.
You know
it translates. It translates. That's what we're saying. That should do.
Like, and then the media taps in like crazy because you scrolling up on your line, you seeing pictures of everybody booed up, and they're just pictures. So that's just an image. That's just a moment. That ain't even telling the whole story of like everything behind it.
But see, you said it. That's where the stress comes in because you're creating this image like, oh, shit is Gucci. We traveling, we doing this, blah blah blah. It's no hiccups. But then you see shit like the baby behind the scenes. No, sir. The reality of the shit is, that shit is way more. But you got to keep up with that image. You know what I'm saying? When you're just making it all, shit is lovey dovey, blah blah. But behind the scenes, y'all really, doing like that shit is stressful for real. And it's not real though. That's why you can't connect with it. And I think that's why people like freak out. That's why I'm like, bro, keep that shit private till y'all a solid foundation, and then go ahead and go somewhere with it. You ain't always gotta. Like it's a process with that shit. You gotta learn each other, know each other, become familiar and comfortable, boundaries, etc. But I'm just saying, like, it's a process.
So all right, so look, even looking at this list, number 14, the consciousness.
Bro, this shit sound crazy.
But it don't really.
Preach to it.
Because this is everything that the Kabbalion explains. Like this is literally everything in the Kabbalion. I'm telling you, this is all. All this shit is basically saying is like you create your own reality. So a person be like, oh, that's some magical shit. But it's like, nah, nigga. If you look at it from a perspective, it says the universe is composed of interacting energy fields, some at rest and some in motion. So it's like at all times, nigga, you're surrounded by energy. Your thoughts is energy, like you're creating, like at all times. So it's like the you know, when they say your thoughts create your reality, is because you're pulling that energy from around you. You know what I'm saying? At all times, like it's always something going on. So it's literally
Law
the
of
same
attraction.
shit. The law of attraction, but this is explaining it like in a more, I guess, scientific perspective.
Right.
But that's literally
no, you're right though.
It's a breakdown of the law of attraction. That's basically what you're looking at right now.
But that's what the OG once told me though. It's like that's why you have to watch your thoughts and like how you speak and everything, because the universe is so powerful. That's the only job the universe has, is to make the shit happen that you thinking and saying. That's literally what it does. So that's why you can't be going into, like, even when you say the slightest shit, it has energy behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how deep the universe that we stay in is. And that's how that's why I trip how motherfuckers don't think there's nothing beyond this, man. Like the universe, like we're the only ones just floating around in this motherfucking space that we don't even know everything about. That's like, that be tripping me out.
And people get so caught up in the now and not worried.
They get mad
like,
too.
Yeah. What can you do for tomorrow? Like, what can you really do for tomorrow? And I ain't talking about
this the best paragraph in this whole jump. This paragraph right here, 14, is the best jump in this whole little thing. It's crazy. Y'all gotta read this.
Just that little excerpt was deep.
But I'm telling you, this joint is basically saying that everything is just energy. You know what I'm saying? And even our reality, our physical reality, is not like real, because it's like we're just all part of the same energy field. We're all part of the same, you know, the you know what I'm saying? The we're one with God, and God is one with us. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's basically that's literally all this is explaining.
Even that with movies though, they always have that. It's always like a one or an all, or it's like, you know, creator, like that type of level of shit too.
But it's just breaking it down in a scientific term. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's like, because sometimes if you use the word God and all that, people are like,
electrostatic
fields. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear it. So it's like, break it down in science, and they'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, as energy passes through various aspects of the universal hologram, and is perceived by the electrostatic fields which comprises the human mind. The holographic images being conveyed are projected upon these electrostatic fields of the mind and are perceived or understood to the extent that electrostatic field is operating at a frequency amplified that can be harmonized with, therefore read. Man, this shit is crazy.
The niggas, exactly. So it's like if I have a negative mind, I'm gonna pull in negative energy from around me. If I have a positive mind, I'm gonna pull in positive energy around me, and then that's how you start creating. That's literally how you start creating. Like, man, for real, like even making beats and shit. Like, sometimes I just randomly just get ideas and shit that just come to me, and I don't even know where the fuck this shit be coming from, but it just happens. You know, I'll be thinking, okay, that I'm just on a frequency where I'm receiving these. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the same
inspiration. So sometimes you can't even explain inspiration. That shit just comes to you.
I used to feel like that when I used to like write verses and shit. I used to feel like
all the time.
Where this shit coming from? Yeah, I
feel like it would come from the beat though, because that beat is like a frequency, that is like a tune, a tone. And what you have for that shit, like that's why I always looked at.
But like you used to like pull like creation out of like the
I know
that's what it feels like.
You created to that though. Like that's what I mean. You like cater it to that. That's what I mean. You never heard that. You never experienced that shit. But it's like that's what you have.
That nothing. That pulling out of the air. That pulling out of the air that you're talking about. That's the void. That's the nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's the nothingness. That's the all. You know what I'm saying? It's like
right.
The genius.
Your confidence.
It's the realm of possibility. That's exactly what it is. It's the realm of possibility, which is nothing. Right? Ain't the realm of possibility nothing? Ain't that
literally
crazy?
It probably is blank. And then that's what it is. It's your thoughts and your confidence, your ability, whatever you want to project.
Like put it like this, nigga. This right here is a realm of fucking possibility. You know what I'm saying? And then I make a fucking line on this piece of paper, nigga, and now boom, I created something. Just like
literally,
same shit.
So in the book,
that's life.
I read this book called 3 Magic Words, right? And literally it said, like, literally the chair you sitting on from the wall that you look at literally was what was once a thought. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It was in the unphysical first.
Right. It was unphysical. So that means like everything pretty much is one nothing and all the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. That's wild, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
Oh,
It all taps, man. It all taps right on in.
Hey, isn't that essentially like what, like when you be watching your kid play Fortnite, they just be building like instantly. I'm like, God damn, how y'all like process that shit so quickly?
Yeah.
Hey, first of all, I'm old school, so when I play that game, son, I lose every
I
time
can't
because they be
I can't
building
play.
houses. I be like, what
I
the
just
fuck?
I can't just like I
Be
can't
building
process that
so
quickly.
fast. Yeah, that should be crazy, bro.
I guess that's why like
You
kids
literally gotta have
was
like,
like doing all these things, like the whole
for real.
11 and Montauk project and all that shit. They like their imagination is just profound. So
mm-hmm.
damn, that's crazy. Yeah,
Especially the access they have now.
mm-hmm. But Fortnite is like the hardest game of all time.
It's all time.
Nah, Ninja Gaiden is the hardest video game of all time.
I ain't play that one, but I tell you that Fortnite, my nephew dog me every time. Every time. Well, you only got 2 kills? Right, go ahead.
Duh.
Right. No, I couldn't even see. You try to look out in the field. Can't see nothing.
At least you got 2 though. That's what I'm saying. Out here,
Right.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
And the kills come out like I suck so bad, so the people be just let me play with them real quick, and then I just kept them slipping like I got it. Then they come back, kill me like 20 more times. All right, but I give up.
Yep.
Wow. But yeah.
Hold up,
Fortnite. Okay,
my bad, so I'm reading this joint, bro.
I know it's fucking me up.
It's crazy, dog. Like the conscious.
Talk about,
but okay,
time, space, dimension.
So what? So all right. So what exactly are they trying to do, though? You know what I'm saying? Because I see what they're explaining, but like, what is the end game? You know what I'm saying?
To be able to project yourself without like satellite.
We mean project yourself, like just.
I'm just thinking for like as far as like as far as like U.S. You know, capabilities. Like, why would they need like stuff to do this for? So like, I don't know, projecting themselves into a place where they're not supposed to be looking.
I don't know. Let me shut up.
I don't know. It's like this. Like I said, it's like it sounds like they're using the like, you know, almost like, you know, God's, you know, like God inner. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like they're using the creative force, like the life force. You know what I'm saying? And trying to do something with it. But it's like, what are they doing? What are they trying to do? Because that's literally what this is talking about. It's like using your mind to create your reality. It's like they're trying to use that force that allows you to, you know, create your reality and do something with it.
You remember that movie?
That's what it sounds like.
Remember that movie with Denzel? The whole, was that Deja Vu?
Yeah.
They had a machine like that.
Yeah.
They just like look at, you know, space and time whenever they want to.
Like, is there some shit where I want to be, when I want to be like, okay, I want to be the president, and then just type that shit in like a time machine or something, and then I'm just going to appear. Like, I can just create my reality like that. Like, is that what they trying to do?
What if they're trying
if you do that, there ain't no free will.
But you're right. But what if they're trying to sell that, but in all reality, give you one reality? You know what I'm saying? So tell you, yeah, you can do all of this, but at the same time, they're controlling it at the end of the day. So if you get everybody to get the same reality, then basically.
Well, that's like the video game. That's basically like the video game. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what that shit is. Like when, you know, everybody have an avatar and we just gonna live in this, you know, fake world. You know, that's basically, you know, what that shit is.
And you see what's happening with the Meta. Oh man, with Facebook and the new Meta. I almost said the metaverse. Like I'm on Flash, but. It's crazy because they talk about it in the comics. They talk about it like, and it's really here. Microsoft just did a deal with the new Facebook. What is it called? Meta. What is it called? Y'all know. Y'all heard about that, right?
Hey, Young.
Yeah.
Wow. But what if?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And that's basically what it
already
is.
know.
I ain't mean to cut you off. My
You
bad.
tapping it. No, you good. You good.
Oh yeah.
But that's
But
what
man,
it is.
what if that metaverse shit about to be like? I remember Randall, you said that shit a couple episodes ago or whatever. You was like, what if we gonna adapt that like social credit shit like they do in China or something where it's like, so like, what if the metaverse shit becomes some shit where it's like the new credit card? It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga,
you gotta get your score up.
Like, nigga, if you want to buy, you know, a goddamn lawnmower off Best Buy, off fucking Home Depot online, nigga, your metaverse score better be on point. You know what I'm saying? Or you ain't gonna be able to get a fucking, you know, order a goddamn lawnmower online or whatever the hell it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's
it's like,
what it is.
Like that might be where it is. It's
I think it would be easier
a fake controlled world, basically. You know
and it'll be easy to lure people in because you already participate in the whole.
We already doing it already.
Yeah.
Exactly. We already doing it. But
so it's like,
gonna be
I'm gonna cut you this, you know, meta deal, and
it'd be some shit like even on your like Uber drivers where they have like their rating was like, or you know what I'm saying, like they got a 5, 4.5, a 5. You know what I'm saying?
Or you can't drive.
Exactly. So it's like, nigga, if you're on your metaverse score ain't right, but what if in the metaverse, because it's Facebook, you say some shit like give your opinion about something in the metaverse world, and they be like, that's a violation to the Facebook codes. Now you can't buy, you know, something. You know, what I'm saying?
Already doing that when they pulling up to them them PTA meetings and shit, saying you can't say this and that.
So I mean, come on, bro.
That's wild.
And we already buying into it. We damn near there already. You know what I'm saying? Like we already buying into that shit. So
yeah, whatever the program.
But once it becomes like a world and it becomes a thing where everybody's doing it, and then because you know people always say, you know, oh, if you don't get into the, you know, the technology, you're gonna get left behind.
You'll get lost.
And niggas gonna be like, oh, nigga, if you don't get into the metaverse, where I feel like Facebook can be that powerful, you know what I'm saying, where they can actually do that. Where it's like, oh shit, if you ain't in the metaverse, nigga, you ain't going, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get left behind. You know, so now everybody got motherfucking robot. And I'm telling you, this shit tied all the way back to Ready Player One. It's like, nigga, this is literally Ready Player One. Oh my gosh. Nigga, this is literally Ready Player One. This is literally Ready Player One. Tell me I'm fucking lying, nigga.
People don't pay attention to that movie. I've been like, y'all tripping. Like, I went to the movies to go see that joint. What did I? I think it was supposed. Yeah, I did. I think I did. I can't remember. But I know I wanted to go see it. You know, I got the kids and we were seeing that joint. But like, you pay attention to that movie, bro. Like, yeah, it's lit. And then bro, I don't even want to go too deep in it because if you watch that movie, oh my gosh, it taps in directly with emotion, dealing with being yourself, like loving, like the whole self love, everything, bro. Everything, bro. And it's and then you see today like the metaverse and all that. It's like, damn, like this is the direction that we're really moving. And it's like the movies are really prepping us for everything, you know what I'm saying?
The programming. What would have gave Facebook the confidence to give us the metaverse now is because we all living in our houses. We already like probably buying and ordering food and, you know what I'm saying, ordering online. I know me personally, I ain't lying. I've definitely been ordering online way more and ordering food. I mean, well, not ordering, just buying shit online way more than I probably ever had. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just a sign. It's like, you know what I'm saying? We already kind of on that path now. So
it's like to have cash is a funny feeling. Like, I got cash, I can't do nothing with this cash.
Yeah, they literally have to make a conscious effort to have cash for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, nigga, I'm gonna make sure. Real. Like, it's kind of like
it's. I can't buy nothing. I gotta. That's make sure I got it.
Dang. I'm definitely gonna read this, but I'm just skimming through it right now. Guess this is like the Hemisync. Oh no, this is a diagram of the cosmic egg.
That's the is that the pineal gland? No, it's not.
It looked like a brain.
How you even they definitely took some shit to get to that level with like
you think they took like some ayahuasca type shit? You know, they be doing shit like that. them psychedelics.
Definitely, they
100%,
had to unplug
nigga.
some type of way.
100%, nigga.
Yeah, how they even drawing that shit?
Especially they said they like admitted saying they use Eastern techniques, so you already know they was doing.
Man, them niggas
Yeah,
was definitely
oh,
doing
shit.
drugs, nigga. Fuck you mean?
All of them, and probably just like
That's where this science, all this science and numbers and create the people who originally
Kundalini.
created, the people who originally created all, like language and you know what I'm saying, and the numbers and come on, man. That was inspiration. That was divine inspiration.
They was
you know
pulling it
from a spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like
source.
something. So yeah, there was definitely a source that was giving them that was because even they say numbers have energy behind it. So how did these people know that drawing the number 2 had a certain energy? You know what I'm saying? It's like or just
even
whatever.
the English. They say the English language is cursed, so it's like certain words you say it's like. It means something else, you know what I'm saying? So it's damn.
Shit like a bell pepper.
They do
Galactic North, Galactic South, our galaxy. Holy shit! Why does our galaxy look like a bell pepper though?
Hey, what if we live in a giant bell pepper? Hey, nah, but for real. Like, imagine we over here all mad and stressed out, and we live in a bell pepper all the time. Like, nigga, what if that's what what makes life ironic? It's like, nigga,
right.
You was over here stressed out, and you was living in a bell pepper all this fucking time.
But when you open, it got all them seeds and shit. And then sometimes it'd be a bell. If you open a bell pepper and it got a bell pepper inside of it, that should be tripping me out.
It look like a house.
The seeds are the stars. You see stars.
Gateway method, HemiSync, introduce advanced techniques, problem solving, patterning. This is detailed energy bar tool. What? Like a video game? Remote viewing, living
magic
body
wands and enchanted scepters. That sounds like some Star Wars shit.
See. Focus 21. Yeah, it's supposed to be like 21 levels. The role of REM sleep. That's like when you be like dreaming in that like lightest state, and then like you kind of like can control your dreams. Y'all be having that feeling sometimes.
Yeah, when you like that moment where you like falling from consciousness to like falling asleep, but you like kind of awake, but you not. Yeah,
that's like your like most like vivid dreams. That's where that shit happens.
That's when you can like hear what's going on in the room sometimes while you still dreaming.
Hey, you ever heard of that dude, Edgar Cayce or Casey?
Nah.
He was like called like the sleeping prophet, and they said like he used to do like pretty much hypnosis and he used to just like recite like I don't know, I think he used to like astral plane, but he used to like give like details of like Atlantis and stuff. He was called the sleeping prophet. So I think like all this shit got to do something to do with it. REM sleep and all that. They used to put him like in like this hypnosis state, and he used to like project himself in those times, and then recite like their history and how Atlantis fell and all that stuff.
Oh wow,
Edgar Cayce or some shit like that.
I gotta look that up. Put it up, nephew.
I get a damn video now. But yeah, the Gateway Project, Project Stargate, all that stuff. It's tied into one. Montauk Project, Project Pegasus, all that stuff. It's crazy. That's what make you think like they definitely doing something like that now. To the fullest. Yeah, Edgar Cayce he's from Kentucky. Died in Virginia Beach.
Damn, cuz. Hey, listen, man. I hope these motherfuckers don't get no hold of me. Lord, I mean, good gracious. I'm looking at the shit these motherfuckers talking about they doing to the brain. Shit. Oh, man. That's crazy, man.
But what you got, Al? Oh, Al out here. Damn, everybody jumped out. All right, we're gonna talk about some Edgar Casey then. A clairvoyant. Sleeping prophet. Yeah, I say all that. But yeah, everybody listen to this. Listen to some Edgar Casey. Why everybody jump out?
Everybody Wi-Fi must have went down at the same time.
Anyway, another episode of Overtime. Guess everybody out. I'm gonna go lay down.
Nah, I had to heat up a sandwich. I just muted it, but yeah, if we gotta roll out, we can roll out.
We can roll. Anybody got anything? I usually have like a whole bunch of tabs open, but I ain't have no tabs open today.
No,
I want y'all to talk about. I'm gonna send that. Next time we're gonna talk about that movie, that clone joint. I'm gonna send a trailer out to everybody.
Clones.
Send a
Hollywood
link
clones. Like why all these damn actresses look alike? You know what I'm talking about?
Bro. Yeah, son. It's and not just them, but also I think it's deep in like with the politicians as well. Bro. Like, I think like heavy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, they got movies about the clones.
You know, there's like actual like businesses that do say like, you know, this is a clone institute where we do clones and stuff like that. You can look at like their, you know, company description.
What? You see? And this shit, it's like the shit be right here in motherfuckers' faces, but everybody's so tapped into these brain, these frequencies, these low frequencies, and you know what I'm saying, or see everything.
I'm telling you, there's Jones to say like, yeah, clone enterprises and shit like that, shit like companies like that. Yep. But yeah, are we gonna get out here? We had a good lengthy Flight Room podcast, and then, you know, short and sweet Overtime with the Flight Room each and every Wednesday live on YouTube. Then you can stream us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, iTunes, the whole shebang. Anywhere you get in. But yeah, catch y'all next time, folks.
Peace. Yeah, all right, y'all.
Peace, fam.